Attraction is not something you can touch, it is something you must become. Aristotle. Why do some men effortlessly captivate a woman's attention while others are ignored or forgotten? Is it their looks, their wealth, or their charm? The truth is, most men are stuck in the trap of relying on empty gestures, flirty touches, over-the-top compliments, or desperate attempts to impress. But these superficial moves only lead to fleeting moments of attention. They don't create lasting attraction. If you've ever found yourself trying too hard and still feeling invisible, it's time to break free from these common mistakes and understand what truly draws women in. It's not about what you do, it's about who you are. Number 1, the power of non-physical attraction. Most men spend their entire lives believing that attraction is built on flashy actions, physical gestures, or excessive compliments. They lean too heavily on surface-level tactics, trying to impress through grand displays of affection or desperate attempts to stand out. The problem with this approach is that it's fleeting. The moment the action stops, the impression fades. These men end up feeling frustrated when their efforts don't lead to meaningful connections or long-term attraction. They miss the opportunity to leave a lasting impact because they focus solely on the external, ignoring the deeper layers of connection. Science and philosophy have long supported the idea that true attraction starts in the mind. Research in psychology suggests that emotional and intellectual connection plays a crucial role in human bonding. A study from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships revealed that nonverbal cues, such as eye contact, tone of voice, and posture, significantly influence how others perceive our presence. This aligns with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the power of inner control and calmness. The Stoics believe that mastery of the self, our emotions, thoughts, and actions, creates a magnetic quality that draws people toward us. When applied to attraction, this means that confidence and composure speak louder than any physical touch ever could. To bring this principle into your daily life, start with how you present yourself. Stand tall. Keep your shoulders back and move with deliberate purpose. Confidence in your posture alone can change how people perceive you. When you're in a conversation, focus on being fully present. Resist the urge to fidget or fill silences with unnecessary chatter. Instead, let the moment breathe. Hold eye contact slightly longer than usual, smile naturally, and say hi to someone you meet. Stay wearing your clothes without suppressing preference. Listen, ask questions, and help your participants pursue every detail of the conversation. For example, if you're talking to someone you're interested in, avoid rushing your words. Instead of saying, "I really enjoy spending time with you," try pausing slightly before speaking. I really enjoy spending time with you. That pause creates anticipation and adds weight to your words. These small but impactful changes tap into the deeper levels of connection that linger in the mind. Non-physical attraction is about crafting an aura of intrigue and confidence that doesn't rely on touch to create intimacy. It's about making her think about you long after the conversation ends, not because of what you did, but because of how you made her feel. Number 2, making her feel seen. Many people go through life feeling invisible, especially in today's fast-pacing world. Conversations are often rushed, superficial, or transactional. When someone doesn't take the time to truly listen or acknowledge another person, it leaves them feeling unimportant or overlooked. Men who fail to make a woman feel seen tend to focus more on themselves during interactions, constantly trying to impress or dominate the conversation. This self-centered approach creates a disconnect, and any potential chemistry fizzles out. Science and psychology affirm the profound impact of being genuinely acknowledged. According to a study published in Psychological Science, individuals who feel deeply listened to report a stronger emotional connection with the listener. Neuroscience also highlights the importance of active listening, which activates reward centers in the brain, releasing oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Philosophers like Epictetus taught that to understand others and form meaningful bonds, we must first master the art of observing and listening. In the words of Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Making someone feel seen is not just about words. It's about showing genuine care and attention. To practice this skill in real life, start by engaging in deep listening. When she speaks, give her your undivided attention. Put your phone away, maintain eye contact, and acknowledge what she's saying with subtle nods or affirming phrases like, "I see what you mean," or "That's really interesting." Avoid interrupting or immediately sharing your own perspective unless prompted. For instance, if she's talking about a challenge at work, don't jump in with solutions or similar stories from your life. Instead, ask thoughtful follow-up questions. How did that make you feel? Or what do you think you'll do next? This not only shows that you're listening, but also that you value her emotions and experiences. In addition, notice the little things that often go overlooked. Compliment her on something beyond the surface, like the effort she put into an idea she shared, or her unique way of looking at a problem. These moments of recognition make her feel truly appreciated, which builds a deeper sense of trust and connection. By focusing on making her feel seen, you demonstrate an emotional depth that goes far beyond surface-level attraction. It's the kind of connection that lingers in her mind, making her want to keep coming back for more. Number 3, the art of subtle challenge. When someone avoids challenging others or always agrees in an attempt to be liked, the result is often a lack of respect or intrigue. People who fail to embody this art come across as passive or overly accommodating, which can feel dull or predictable. Women, like anyone else, are naturally drawn to individuals who stimulate their minds and emotions. Without a hint of playful challenge, interactions can quickly become unmemorable. The absence of challenge can signal a lack of confidence or authenticity, which is the opposite of what creates lasting attraction. Research in social dynamics shows that humans are wired to value what they must work for. Psychologists refer to this as the scarcity principle. When something or someone feels too easily attainable, its perceived value diminishes. Dr. Helen Fisher, an anthropologist and expert in romantic relationships, explains that uncertainty or challenge can spark the brain's reward systems, releasing dopamine. This chemical not only increases attraction, but also creates a sense of excitement and intrigue. Philosophically, Stoics like Marcus Aurelius emphasize that growth arises from friction and challenge. When applied to relationships, this principle shows that an element of subtle resistance can foster respect and admiration. In practice, being a subtle challenge doesn't mean being confrontational or aloof. Instead, it's about maintaining your own standards, opinions, and boundaries while engaging with her in a playful and confident manner. For example, if she shares a strong opinion, instead of immediately agreeing, you might say with a smirk, "That's an interesting perspective, but here's why I might see it differently." This approach invites a spirited discussion, showing that you have your own mind and that you value meaningful conversations. Another way to embody this trait is through lighthearted teasing. For instance, if she claims to be the best at a certain skill or hobby, you can playfully challenge her by saying, "I'll believe it when I see it. Prove it." This creates a fun, flirtatious dynamic that keeps the interaction lively and engaging. At the same time, avoid taking things too far or coming across as arrogant. The challenge should be playful and respectful, not combative or dismissive. Finally, hold firm to your own standards. If something doesn't align with your values or preferences, don't hesitate to express that. For example, if she asks you to compromise on something important to you, gently but confidently stand your ground. I respect your point, but this is something I really believe in. This balance of playfulness and principled firmness conveys strength and self-respect, qualities that naturally draw others closer. By mastering the art of subtle challenge, you create a dynamic that leaves her intrigued, impressed, and eager to engage with you further. Number 4, mastering the power of tone and language. People who fail to recognize the power of tone and language often find themselves misunderstood or dismissed. If someone speaks too quickly, too softly, or in a monotonous voice, it can signal a lack of confidence or seriousness. Similarly, if the language used is too casual or uninspiring, it can make conversations feel shallow or unremarkable. In contrast, those who master tone and language draw people into conversations and satisfy them with remarks that don't reveal anything remarkable. They use their voice to create impact, with words that convey clarity, intention, and conviction. When you speak with power, people naturally pay attention. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that tone of voice plays a crucial role in how we perceive others. According to research from the University of California, the way we say something can often be more important than what we say. A deep, calm tone, for example, is associated with trustworthiness and authority, while a high-pitched or wavering voice can convey nervousness or insecurity. Linguist Deborah Tannen highlights that in conversations, language isn't just about the message, but also about how it's delivered. When the tone is engaging and the words are well chosen, the listener's brain perceives the speaker as more competent and appealing. In the context of attraction, your words and tone create a deeper emotional connection. In practical terms, mastering tone and language is about being mindful of how you express yourself. When talking to a woman, for instance, focus on speaking deliberately, with a slower pace, and with clear articulation. This conveys confidence and encourages her to listen closely. Avoid speaking too quickly or rushing through sentences, as this can give the impression of insecurity or impatience. Additionally, the power of language lies in its ability to shape perception. When you engage in conversation, choose words that are thoughtful and intentional, instead of just filling the space with filler words like or like. Instead of saying, "I think it might be nice," try, "I believe this would be a great idea." This shift in language demonstrates clarity and memorable. Tone also plays a role in creating emotional intensity. For instance, when discussing something meaningful, lowering your tone can create a sense of seriousness or intimacy. On the other hand, using a playful, light-hearted tone during moments of humor or teasing keeps the conversation engaging and fun. This blend of tone and language not only makes you more charismatic, but also heightens attraction by making your communication feel deliberate and impactful. The combination of these elements can shift the dynamics of any conversation, turning even casual exchanges into opportunities for deeper connection. Number 5, the eyes have it. Powerful eye contact. People who don't understand the importance of eye contact often come across as disengaged, insecure, or uninterested. If someone avoids eye contact, it can create a sense of distance or unease. On the other hand, those who fail to balance their gaze, staring too intensely or constantly, may seem intimidating or overwhelming. Eye contact, when mastered, is a tool of connection and confidence. It shows presence, focus, and sincerity, conveying more than words ever could. Research supports the undeniable power of eye contact. A study from the University of Pittsburgh found that people are more likely to trust someone who maintains steady eye contact. The study also revealed that those who use appropriate eye contact are perceived as more attractive, confident, and socially skilled. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian's research on nonverbal communication revealed that 55% of communication is through body language, and eye contact is one of the most important aspects of that. Eye contact not only conveys interest, but also trust and respect, vital qualities in any relationship. In terms of attraction, it triggers an emotional connection that words alone can't replicate. In practical terms, it's about striking a balance. When engaging with a woman, aim for a natural, steady gaze. It's not about staring relentlessly, but rather about holding her gaze long enough to show you're paying attention, yet not so long that it feels uncomfortable. A few seconds of eye contact can signal confidence and interest, allowing the other person to feel seen and valued. Additionally, the eyes can be used strategically. For example, when speaking, slightly lowering your gaze and then looking up can create a sense of mystery, as it encourages the other person to wonder what's on your mind. Subtle shifts in your eye contact can communicate varying emotions, from playfulness to deep sincerity. When done correctly, powerful eye contact doesn't just serve as a signal of interest, but also helps establish a deeper emotional connection, showing the other person that you are genuinely engaged with who they are and not just what they appear to be. This subtle but powerful tool of communication can captivate and create a lasting impression. Eye contact. Number 6. Building mystery. People who lack a sense of mystery often come across as predictable, easy to understand, and consequently less intriguing. When someone reveals everything about themselves too quickly, they fail to leave space for curiosity or fascination. They might appear overly eager, which can sometimes be a turnoff, especially when it comes to attraction. In contrast, individuals who understand the art of mystery create an aura of allure and fascination. They don't expose all their cards at once, and this intrigue draws others in. Research in psychology supports the idea that mystery can be incredibly attractive. In a study by the University of California, researchers found that people tend to be more attracted to individuals who exhibit an air of mystery because it triggers curiosity. People are naturally drawn to those who don't immediately reveal everything about themselves, as it prompts the brain to continue seeking answers. This desire to uncover more about someone can be highly engaging, both emotionally and mentally. In fact, many aspects of attraction, whether physical or emotional, are fueled by this sense of mystery, something that keeps people intrigued and invested. In everyday life, building mystery doesn't mean being secretive or dishonest. It's more about withholding just enough information to spark curiosity. For example, in conversations, you don't have to share every detail of your life. Instead, hint at experiences or ideas that provoke thought or lead the conversation down an interesting path. This allows the other person to want to learn more about you, to dig deeper into who you are. It's also important to note that mystery isn't just about withholding verbal information. Your actions can contribute to this sense as well. For example, being less available or unpredictable in a way that doesn't seem intentional can naturally build intrigue. People are drawn to what they don't fully understand, so creating a balance of presence and absence can make your interactions more impactful. The key is to leave just enough room for the imagination to work, making the other person want to know more, without overexposing yourself too soon. This technique can transform an ordinary interaction into one filled with magnetic potential. Number 7. The art of silence. People who constantly talk to fill the silence may find themselves unintentionally turning others off. They often do this out of insecurity or perhaps a fear of being judged, and it can make interactions feel shallow or one-sided. This tendency to over-explain or over-communicate can come across as desperate for validation or approval. However, high-value individuals know that sometimes silence can be a more powerful tool than words. They don't feel the need to constantly fill every moment with conversation because they are confident in themselves and their ability to connect without saying anything at all. With leaving people, research has shown that silence can be incredibly powerful in communication. A study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that silence can be just as influential as speech in conveying emotions and intentions. People often use silence to express their feelings or to allow the other person to fill the space with their own thoughts. In fact, strategic use of silence can enhance the emotional impact of a conversation, making the other person more likely to reflect on what was said or not said and how they feel about it. Additionally, silence can encourage a sense of mystery, as discussed in the previous point, leaving others wondering about your thoughts and intentions. In real life, learning the art of silence means being comfortable in the quiet moments and knowing when to hold back. When you're with someone, don't feel the urge to talk just to break the silence. Allow space for thought and reflection. Let your pauses be intentional as they invite the other person to engage more deeply. Sometimes, saying nothing can prompt the other person to reveal more about themselves, thus deepening the connection. It's important to note that silence doesn't mean being cold or aloof. It's about creating an emotional space where both people can exist without pressure. For example, during a conversation, allowing a few seconds of silence after a profound statement can give the other person time to process and reflect. Similarly, in romantic situations, a moment of silence while sharing a meaningful glance can have a far greater impact than words ever could. Silence is a subtle, yet powerful tool that allows you to communicate depth, confidence, and intrigue without uttering a single word. We're almost done with this video, but before you move on, I want you to reflect on your life. Are you going to stay stuck, feeling drained and defeated? Or are you ready to take charge and transform your future? If you're ready to make that change, I want you to make a commitment. Drop a comment below and say, "I am determined to live my best life no matter the obstacles. I will succeed." I'll be reading through all your comments and I'll feature the most inspiring one on our channel. If you want more life-changing content, make sure to hit that subscribe button.